Sugar Ray, Ali, Joe Frazier, don't stop me. He think he Holyfield. Iron Mike, 4/5, let him feel what the iron like. I think I'm Mayweather, Pacquiao, streaming money in his bank, pulling stacks out. I think I'm Kodo, Shane Mosley, Slow Jeff, anyone who holds me.
Round one, we're going to discuss the fight prediction, Triple G versus Canelo, and we're also going to predict the pay-per-view numbers. Alright, so let's discuss this big bout that's coming up this Saturday. Today was the grand arrival in Vegas.
Oh, it's fight weekend's upon us. It's right around the corner. We've been waiting for this fight, and we didn't even have to wait that long for this fight. No, it was only 2 years compared to like
7 years,
7, 8 years it took for Pacquiao and Mayweather to get together. Yeah, the grand arrivals were today. I mean, Vegas is buzzing. I mean, people can't wait. They're sitting in anticipation for this fight.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about this fight. I mean, watching the Canelo versus Chavez Jr. fight, like the end when Triple G walked into the ring and they made the announcement, I was pretty excited about that.
There's a little WWE feel to it.
I don't really care because we just watched like 8 weeks of WWE, versus one moment. But since we on that topic, like the build up to Triple G versus Canelo seems much different than the build up Mac. You can tell the difference. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference.
Even now after the Mayweather McGregor fight's been over and there's been, just the only thing on everybody's radar is this fight. I don't feel like they're really taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
I know De La Hoya's everywhere. He's on First Take.
He also was on Hot 97 and the Breakfast Club also.
Yeah.
But with the fight over, there's still a lot of talks about like the trainers. Floyd Mayweather Sr. has been coming out saying things about he really didn't train for McGregor, and then McGregor trainer came out and said that they really didn't anticipate the inside fighting, and
they felt a way to stay in the headlines. And I mean, this right here, Triple G, Canelo, Golden Boy should be capitalizing on this moment, all this time right here, because they're on the center stage. The world, this is the fight that the world's been waiting for, and it just feels like they're trying to make the fight, speak for itself, but you got to sell it still for the casual. I mean, there's people I talked to that didn't even know the fight was happening this weekend.
And that's shocking because it seems like everybody knew about Mayweather and McGregor. Like everybody was talking about it. Like you'll be in line and you'll hear people in front of you at CVS discussing the fight, and when you know damn well they don't watch boxing.
Yeah, that was crazy. You go anywhere, Circle K,
grandmothers,
people were talking about it. I heard it, at Farmer Boys, grabbing something to eat. Yeah. There were people talking about it, just discussing it, and it was something that took over the world. And I mean, this is even a bigger weight class. That there might be a knockout coming in it. So
it might be. I think it is. I just don't see it going 12. I don't see it going 12. So with that said, you said that it took 2 years. Do you think the fight was made at the right time, or would you prefer to see this fight maybe like 2015 or 2016?
Well, since Canelo fought Chavez Jr., then I was okay with pushing this fight back, just because if they waited any longer, I don't think Chavez Jr. could have really got down, even though he was drained. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to just see those two get in the ring just because of the name recognition, just because of that Chavez Jr. brand.
With that said, I feel that the build up to Canelo versus Chavez Jr. had, it was more of a build up. Like a lot of people was anticipating that. You know, it did fairly well with the pay-per-view buys, and it seemed like a lot of people was discussing that. More of your casuals were talking. I just think that was promoted a little bit better than this particular fight. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think it was promoted, and I think there was a real big push. They're pushing it like Mexican Cinco de Mayo, that whole agenda or that whole angle.
I mean,
and the way that they were going about it, they were pretty much, you know, they were everywhere promoting the fight, and both the boxers were there. And then Canelo had that one interview with Chavez Jr. where it went viral, where he was like, "Bet your whole purse."
Oh, the face off. Yeah, the face off.
Well, it was on
Max Kellerman on HBO.
Not on that, but they were on a Mexican TV show.
Oh, okay.
And that's when they were like talking back and forth, and he said, "Yeah, I'll bet your purse." And even though later on they said, "No, we're not going to bet our purse."
That's dumb. Anyway,
it was still good build up. You know, it was still good to get people talking about it. You know, and it just hyped the fight up even more.
The build up was great. The fight didn't live up because Chavez didn't show up. Canelo did what he had to do.
You know, Chavez made weight, but you've seen in the ring what it did to his body. I mean, he just came down way too much. I mean, he made the weight, so you can't knock him for that, but he wasn't able to do anything the next night because his body was just out of it.
All right, so now let's break down this fight. How do you see it playing out, and who do you have winning?
Well, I see it being a technical fight at first. I think that.
What do you mean at first?
In the first couple rounds, there's going to be a couple filling out rounds.
First two rounds.
Probably about 2 rounds. Probably about 2 rounds. There'll be a couple filling out rounds. I think that Triple G is going to just, you know, get a feel for the power, and then just slowly start cutting the ring off moving forward. Mm-hmm. And I think eventually, probably around 7 or 8, I could see that power of Triple G's and the work that he does, you know, to Canelo start taking effect and stopping him in the 8th or 9th round.
The 8th or 9th round. So Triple G by 8th or 9th round.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be like an ice cold knockout.
Right.
I think it's gonna be maybe accumulation of punches, but I don't see him like icing them, kind of like a Khan and Canelo style. But
like I think going back to 2015 or 2016, hands down, Triple G would have won. Like now, coming to the fight, it's a whole lot of just doubt there. Like, you know, a lot of my buddies that I've talked to for years, they were like, "Oh, Triple G will kill Canelo." Now that the fight's made, you see that those people is hopping off Triple G bandwagon. And
after the Jacobs fight, just the performance of Jacobs fight, the age.
I think they seen something in the Jacobs fight, you know. But Jacob, I don't like the whole if that person do this and that person do that theory, like the triangle theory, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in that. Just because Daniel Jacobs fought.
Yeah, and they don't fight the same way. Canelo's not going to go on his back foot like for that long. You know, Canelo eventually tries to come forward.
So I'm gonna just get to my prediction. I'm gonna go with Triple G. I think Triple G is gonna stop Canelo within 6 to 8 rounds. Okay, now here comes my breakdown. I'm torn with my breakdown because if you know boxing and if you know Canelo, you know the styles that he has issues with, and it's not a Triple G style. He has issues with slick boxers, you know, like a lot of people think Lara should have got the favorable call. Trout, after getting knocked down he boxed and fought Canelo well. Some people was even thinking Trout won. His lone loss came against Mayweather. You know, Triple G has the style that Canelo can beat. You know, it makes my prediction real difficult, but I just think it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can run a marathon. It's easy talking, but once you get out there and you're like 6 miles in, you're like, God damn, I got a whole lot of miles left to go. So I just think Triple G is going to overwhelm Canelo. You know, he has power. And I think he's going to utilize his power. He's going to get inside. He's going to tag the body. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Triple G is going to have to persevere. He's going to get caught a couple of times, you know.
Yeah, he always gets hit clean a couple of times.
Yeah, and I just see Triple G like just being possessed and like doing whatever he has to do to get this victory. This guy is sacrificing a lot. Like, do you know that his wife had a baby, gave birth already, and he missed the birth just because he was training, you know, like.
Well, he's dedicated to his craft, just like when his father passed, and he took that break from boxing because in his culture, I think they have a 6 month or 60-day grieving period.
Yeah, I do remember that. But I don't want to take anything away from Canelo because everybody, especially fighters, man, especially athletes, period, man, they sacrifice so much, you know. So we over here giving praise to Triple G. I'm pretty sure Canelo is sacrificing a bit much also.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he goes in there, he trains just as hard. I mean, it's not like he's not going to come in top shape, and he looks good. I mean, he looks in great shape. If it was a just a bodybuilding contest, I mean, he'd beat Triple G.
Yeah.
He looks in great shape, but I just think when at the end of the day, Triple G has the weapons and he's gonna put him to use and beat Canelo. And it's not to take anything away from Canelo. He's a great fighter, and if it was anybody else than Triple G in the division, I mean, I'd give the edge to Canelo. But it's just Triple G's been the beast in this division. And until somebody can stop him, I mean, I just think that he's the man, and he has the weapons to just keep running that division.
All right, now let's get into these pay-per-view number predictions. How well do you see this turning out?
I'm thinking it's going to be 1.5. I think 1.5 is a good number. I'm thinking 1.5. $74.99. I mean, it's not $100. Might get more people to buy it. Plus, you know, a lot of the boxing fans that were boycotting buying the Mayweather McGregor fight were boycotting it so they could purchase, you know, this fight.
I also see it doing. I wrote down 1.5 to 1.8. I don't see it reaching 2.2 million at all. I think if anything could have reached 2 million, it would have been the Battle of Mexico, him and Chavez, and that did like 1.2.
Or if it was $59.99.
Oh,
if it was $59.99, I think that. But you know, when it gets up there, $75, a lot more people go over, find other ways to watch it, whether it be going to a bar or just chipping in with more friends.
Yeah, it's going to be a great watch. That I don't doubt that at all. Like,
and the energy in the arena is gonna be there. It's sold out. Like, it's sold out like quickly, and you know that energy is gonna be in that arena.
Do you see it being more entertaining than Maymac? Like during the build up for that, like the Maymac fight, I was like, it's probably gonna be a typical Mayweather fight, but I was really, really, really entertained, and so were a lot of other people. Do you think it can match that or surpass it?
Just the fight or the whole
Just
part,
the
whole
fight.
card?
We're talking
The whole
about
card,
just the
just
fight,
the main
not
event?
the
Just
not
the
the
main event?
main event.
I don't know that the Mayweather McGregor fight, that was entertaining.
Right.
It was on the edge because Mayweather didn't throw punches for the first 4 rounds, and it was like, what's going on?
Right.
You know, what's going on here? And it was just that whole, he's so much bigger than him. And what's going to happen? He's got a long reach. Mayweather has to come in, and then Mayweather being able to walk him down. It just made it just that whole main event just exciting. I don't know if this fight's going to be the same way. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be action packed, but it's just that whole MMA versus boxing thing. That was the build up for that fight, and that's what I think made it even more exciting because for so long it's been like, oh, boxing's like superior, and the MMA superior, and it was just like, this is your best guy,
Right.
you know, and this is the TBE. I mean, that was just made that just even on a different level. So I don't know if it can reach that for me, but I still think it's going to be an exciting fight.
Round 2, we're gonna talk Adrien the Problem Broner. He knocks out some random guy in Las Vegas. Did you happen to see the footage?
Yeah, I saw it. Caught it on TMZ Sports.
So what's your thoughts?
I don't know what's wrong with him. And then the comments that he left on, I think it was on Instagram or something after.
I think he deleted them. I heard about them, but like elaborate more on that. What did he say?
Talking about he needs help, and it was just, that was mainly what it was. It sounded like somebody that going through something, thinking about maybe suicide. The way that they were reading out.
Okay.
You know, and he's just calling out for help. He needs help. People that care for him, you know, pray for him, and you know, just be there for him.
Do you think he actually wants help, or do you think he kind of like regret his decision and why he's down right now? He wants to be a sympathetic figure, or do you really think that he wants help?
Yeah, I think he might really need help. I mean,
No, need and wanting it are two different things.
No.
Because why plaster that on Instagram, and why not just utilize your resources? I'm pretty sure
maybe he doesn't know who to reach out to, and that's the only way is to put it on Instagram. I mean, people put that up, and it's like a cry out for help to see, you know.
Okay,
who's
so
there,
so he did that, hoping that maybe his trainer, management, somebody
maybe
in the circle,
maybe Big Brother comes out, and you know, he's in Vegas,
right?
You know, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's what he needs. I mean, him and Mayweather have had a rocky relationship for the last couple of years, but that was the guy that would get through to him, you know, and he was always that, like, you know, brother / father figure to him.
But would Mayweather use his power, not even power, just care that much to go research a therapist and link up Broner with the therapist so he can really get the help that he needs? Do you see Mayweather doing something like that?
I can see him doing something
because
like that.
Mayweather doesn't need to reach out to him by phone call. He needs that therapy, you know, because I really don't know, like, what Broner has left in his tank.
Maybe he sees it. Maybe he sees his whole boxing career crumbling before him, and so he doesn't know he's like going in a downward spiral, because where he pictured himself in his career and where he is at are two different ends of the spectrum now.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely trying to live life like a Floyd Mayweather, somebody that was well established. You know, I don't know, like, I think he can. He's young, dude. I think he's like 26, 27. He's still young. He could turn around, but I don't know if he have the mental capacity or the mental toughness to overcome and make things better. You know, I really do hope he gets the help that he needs.
Hopefully he doesn't go to jail for this. I mean, he did punch the dude in the back. It's assault. He's a boxer. He's licensed weapons.
I'm pretty sure
You can pay it off.
he's gonna pay it off.
He's gonna pay it off. Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna take that loss when it comes to your bank account. I don't see him doing no jail time. The guy's gonna go straight to the civil suit. He ain't gonna bother to press no charges or nothing like that. But I think you gotta have a police report in order to go to civil. I don't know much about that stuff.
I don't know about that. I know like with the video coming out. I mean, the district attorney can file charges on him and press him to go to jail.
Right.
So I mean, it just all see where it goes from here. But hopefully he doesn't face any jail time. That just pushes his career back even more, derails it even more. He needs to stay in that ring. If he wants to get back to where he was at, he needs to stay active, stay in that ring, and not take these long, breaks away from it.
You give Adrien Broner an opponent, people's gonna show up. People's gonna tune in.
Yeah, he's exciting. I mean, he got set his name. That name, people want to see him. He's flashy. He's comes out with he's friends with a lot of rappers, so
right.
he knows how to market himself on social media and has that crossover appeal.
I'm not quite ready to see him disappear yet. I think he got at least 1-2 more fights. If he wins, of course, it'll prolong his career, but he has about 1 or 2 more losses before he's fighting on FS1 on Wednesday night
or Show Extreme.
All right, round 3, we're going to talk about Mayweather versus McGregor. The gate sales, they fall short of the Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather fight. The Manny Pacquiao Mayweather numbers did about 72 million versus McGregor and Mayweather did 55 million.
A lot of empty seats.
A lot of empty seats. I think it's okay for you to have goals to try to shatter something. Tickets were from $500 to $10,000. I think that's fine. But once you start getting closer to the fight, you're really risking it that much because you're that goddamn confident or cocky that you can't say, all right, well, we're 3 weeks out. Let's make the $500 tickets $150 to $250 and the $10,000 seats around $5,000. Like, you rather have empty seats versus taking a little hit. And plus, if you do that, the numbers will probably break it.
Yeah, and I don't know what that would do if they lowered the price at the end, what it would do to the comp tickets that they sell to the casinos. Because the casinos have the comp tickets, that they pulled. So would that lower their cost?
Right.
So I don't know how that would affect it. So I don't know if that's one reason why they didn't want to bring it down.
Why take that loss though? Like, it's still 55 is still good. I think that's second, So it definitely was good enough for second, but at the same time, I just don't think they expected it to not sell as well. I thought they expected it to be just sold out. I mean, everybody was talking about the fight. It's just that people want to watch it at home instead of pay that $500. Everybody was talking about the fight, but a lot of people were saying, like, I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna pay that much. I just don't think they did a smart business move. I would have definitely adjusted the price sales closer to the fight. You see that the tickets aren't moving. Yeah. I would have made adjustments. Plus, I would have helped out the gate sales. It would have helped out. That 55 would have probably been around 70. Maybe would have tied or beat it by a few hundred or maybe a few $1,000s.
Yeah, the only way I could have seen them beating the Pacquiao fight is if they would have had it at MGM. It would have been a smaller arena that had been less supply and still a high demand. So maybe the cheapest tickets wouldn't have been $500. They would have probably been $750 or $1,000 because they're just less of them, and that probably would have sold out because there's only 14,000. It only seats 14 or 15,000. It didn't seat the 19,000 that seats at T-Mobile Center or T-Mobile Arena. So I mean, that's the only way I could see them really beating it. because they had a good crowd there, but it just fell short of expectations. I thought it was going to sell out, and I thought it was going to sell out quick. But I mean, we even seen with the press tour when they were at Staples, they had the whole arena open. Yeah. But when it got closer to the press conference actually kicking off, they closed the third the top deck. Brought everybody down.
I think it's a loss because not only did they not sell out, they didn't beat the record. So I think if you didn't sell out and they Dana White came out and said that they did 80 million, and that's a win. Like, all right, we didn't sell out, but we still sold 80 million. That wasn't the case. I think it's a loss, both ways, because not only you have to let's just say if
and Dana White even said about the 6.1 or 6.3 million pay-per-view buys. I mean, that's not even true either. So
we still haven't heard anything about the pay-per-view numbers. It's 3 weeks away, and I was on Wikipedia and I Googled it this morning. I couldn't find anything.
I just know that somebody in Showtime said that it's skewing about 5 million. That's where we're skewing, in between 4 and 5 million. But that's a big gap,
Yeah.
But it's looking to beat what Mayweather and Pacquiao sold, but there's nothing that's solid that says that it beat it. But it's nowhere. It wasn't skewing towards 6 to 6 point.
I think million. If they would have beat, if the pay-per-view buys would have fucking beat out Manny Pacquiao Mayweather numbers, they would have released it. I'm pretty sure they know. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks.
Maybe they don't want to announce them until after the Canelo one, just to take more shine away from that fight. You never know. It's Showtime, HBO.
I don't know.
They got beef. Steven Espinoza has beef with them.
Listen, you release those numbers now to put pressure on Triple G and Canelo. Damn, it's so that much. But whatever it is, let's just say Mayweather and McGregor did 3.5. That's
still more than the Canelo Triple G's gonna do.
They're gonna do less than 2, so it really don't even matter,
But maybe he'll wait until the weigh-in or something, just to take shine away from the fight. I mean, he's done that before when he announced he was coming back to when he was gonna fight Juan Manuel Marquez. He did it right on the same day of the weigh-in when Pacquiao was fighting, just to take shine away. And that's what he likes to do. He likes to troll. Oscar De La Hoya talked so much mess about that fight. This is this BS that we have to watch, and maybe they're just trolling. They're gonna troll him on that weigh-in, the day of the weigh-in, just say that they did whatever. Maybe it does 5 million, 5.1 million, but just to be in the headlines also. So you never know. We'll see, and then the Canelo Triple G fight's gonna have all that pressure on it. I mean, it's no way it's gonna beat that, but just so they're going to say this is how you really do a show, this is how you promote a show to Oscar De La Hoya. It's just another FU to him for all the FUs he's dropped on their fight.